Alright, greetings and salutations, welcome back. We're picking up directly after. I'm just going to record a couple in a row, I think, so that I can try and get this series back on track to where it was. Nothing new with Lyndon the Scoundrel. Moving on with Miriam. And we do have something new with Zoltun Kulle's Treachery here, since we're going to his archive.
I don't like what Zoltun Kulle is going to do to you. I told you he couldn't be trusted.
Will you impart your vision to me, or continue to hide what you have seen?
I changed the future to save someone once. I ended up causing the deaths of 3 others. I've told you all I can. I promise you.
You know, I kind of like that. You know, because they put in this character that's obviously very clairvoyant, because everything she said is true, as we know. We've seen the story. And I kind of like her justification of that is why doesn't she tell you? Well, you know, if you change things, then you never know really what the outcome of that is going to be. What else does she have? Changing the future.
Tell me of the time you changed the future.
There was a girl who'd been toying with dark magic. When I saw demon possession in her future, she begged for my help, since she was already tainted. Simply stopping her dabbling with magic would not be enough. So I crafted her a protective charm. Unfortunately, the demon was already loosed from hell. When it couldn't possess her, it spitefully chose her father. The possessed father killed the girl's mother and sister. When the demon showed the man what he had done, he took his own life. Last I heard, the girl had been committed to an asylum. Such sadness.
Wow, that's... yeah. I can see why you would not dabble in the futures of others after something like that.
Is it just me, or does this place feel maybe the slightest bit foreboding? I think it's the thunder.
Yeah, the ominous thunder in the background probably doesn't help. Okay,
Needs more time.
get some damage out there.
Show off those fancy attacks you like so much.
I'm not trying. Just throw a bunch of dogs at it. There we go. Put some on cooldown, but that got rid of a lot of the a lot of the extra little minions he had. Oh jeez. See, this might actually not be a bad time to go back to Grave Injustice for cooldown reduction. Just because that would help with me being able to bring out more dogs. And since I usually sacrifice them when I'm going up against a group, you know, I might do that. Might just do that. Need to kill this guy first.
Not ready yet.
Stop running away. Oh, gloves. Alright, let's come up here. I'm going to go ahead. I want to keep the loyalty in the zombie handler. Let's get rid of Spirit Vessel and get Grave Injustice. I mean, I haven't been using Horrify, Spirit Walk, or Soul Harvest. I've really only been holding on to it for the cheat death mechanic. So blowing up a couple dogs there. Couple dogs here. Staying nearby when the enemies die to get the cooldown up. I mean, look, it's already coming back pretty quickly. This may work, actually. Get the cooldowns down. Get my dogs back up. I mean, I like the build even without some cooldown reduction, but let's face it, when it comes to resummoning zombie dogs, cooldown reduction is amazing. mean, I think I already said in the last video just how much I'm actually really kind of digging this. And how this is actually working for me. Cool. Alright. New level time. I'm gonna have to wait for that to come off of cooldown before I can replace it. Because I believe that's gonna switch me out from Big Bad Voodoo to what's it called? Yeah, the Fetish Army, just as I thought. Okay, so a new Poison Dart and a new Fetish Army. I'm gonna wait for that to come off cooldown. Alright, we're losing our Big Bad Voodoo for Fetish Army, which is just fine. I like my pets. Summon an army of 5 dagger-wielding fetishes to fight by your side for 20 seconds. Yes, definitely. They attack for 180. And the Tiki Torches summons an additional 2 fetish casters who breathe fire in a cone in front of them, and they do 85 weapon damage as fire. That's not bad. Good AoE. Just like any pet build, honestly, this is something that would probably go better with a two-hander. You know, because your pets, they're all based off of your weapon damage as well. And something like that that's doing AoE and a, you know, percentage of weapon damage, yeah, usually probably pretty good with a slow weapon. But honestly, it all depends on what kind of weapons you can find. As I'm leveling up, a lot of the one-handers have been better so far. Although, really glad that they upgraded all two-handed weapons to be greater by like 25%, I think.
Then why did you leave her?
Every sun must set, my friend.
Alright, so looking at the gloves that I found earlier, we've got St. Archer's Gauge, which is, I mean, a fairly common set of gloves. I found a ton of these over time. Unfortunately, this one is not better than what I'm wearing, damage-wise. Toughness-wise, it's kind of a wash. It's actually going to be better because of its legendary property that allows it to put an absorb shield around me. 25% of my maximum life for 6 seconds. That could definitely keep me alive. Loss of 3% damage to do that, but a gain of healing. So there's a thought. Not this patch. 212, which is on the PTR still, is going to bring up a lot of the regeneration, which is kind of nice. So an item like this would be even better on healing. I may go ahead and use it because I have been getting kind of low, and I did just get rid of my defensive abilities or my defensive passives. So I'll go ahead and wear it. I'm not using a gem in my ring, apparently. I'll have to correct that at some point. So yeah, having something like this to increase my defenses, just honestly, it seems like a logical next step, considering I just removed an ability that protected me. So moving on, though, we got Poison Dart, and we're getting Snake to the face. Transform your Poison Dart into a snake! There's a 35% chance to stun the enemy. So we're going from a chance to confuse to a chance to stun. A 35% chance isn't bad. That's a second and a half. I like how it is literally a snake in the face, too. Like, if you see that snake? I'm tired of these snakes on my voodoo ritual plane. No, it didn't work out, did it? No, it didn't. Alright, so that's that. But hey, talking about the increase to... hello. Immune, of course. Alright, throw dogs at it. And then... talking about the increase to life regeneration, I want to talk about an item that's on the PTR. That was one of the legendary items I was talking about for Season 2 that I kind of like, but I'm hearing bad things about, and that's Death's Bargain, I believe. I just kind of watched a video on Diablo fans. I believe the video is by one of the prolific gentlemen over there. I believe it was Meathead Mikhail. I watched him every now and then. He did the math on it and kind of actually, he got one, started doing some testing with it, and was kind of able to show that the item is really not that great, unfortunately. I thought it was gonna... I like the idea of it. I really like the idea that you could trade something defensive, like your life regeneration, and turning it into damage. You know, it's kind of like, you think about certain builds, like you could do a Thorns build. Certain classes are better at that. Usually Crusaders are really good about that. but it's been kind of, it's had its rough ups and downs with whatever Thorn's damage has been at the time, which has been kind of disappointing. I really don't know where that build is at now as far as its usefulness, but it's something that I thought would be a neat idea, especially since there are items that allow you to attack with your Thorns damage. So not only do you have all this Thorns damage where enemies are hitting you and taking damage, but then you can actually, whenever you attack, AoE out your Thorns damage. Well, with this Death's Bargain, it was going to take your life regeneration, completely remove it, right? So you wouldn't regenerate life anymore, but it would take up to, I believe it was 1,000% of your regeneration and make it damage in an AoE around you. Sounds great on paper, but unfortunately the amount of numbers it puts out just really aren't that great in the grand scheme of things, especially when you consider what you might have to give up to get it. I mean, it sounds great on paper, right? Because every second with the right amount of life, the life regeneration, in fact, when he tried it, I think it was, what do you have, maybe 250,000, I think, something like that. I don't know. It was a, for me, a large number anyway. Oh boy. Let's just go ahead and pop these all out. Get that 5, there we go, and then get the, there we go. Just combine them, some of the dogs again. But for a player, that's quite a bit, you know, when you think about it. I mean, if you're sitting on a 500,000 health pool and you're getting half of it back in a second, that's pretty nice. To me, I mean, I'm not going for super high-end greater rifts. That sounds like it could definitely keep you alive. The problem is that the health pools between players and monsters is separate. It's just completely, they're just completely too different. The numbers on monsters are huge. Like, and his tests were on Act 1 zombies and Torment 6. These things have like 60 million hit points. With the amount of life regeneration he had, it was only doing at most, when he was using the ring that increases your life regeneration based on low health, which is terrible when you don't have life regeneration, by the way. So it really is not, it's not suggested, but he was doing it for testing purposes. It was like 2.5 million damage per tick, which you might think that sounds like that sounds good when you're only considering that's an AoE field, but you're giving up. You're probably, you know, especially to get that, you're looking at to re-roll certain stats when you might have to re-roll other damage stats. And it's fairly weak, because it would sit there if you relied on that. For a weak monster like those zombies, it took far too long, like a minute or so, just to kill one of those things. When you're looking at something like that, you usually want the weak monsters to die a bit quicker. And considering that there are other pants that you could be using, the trade-off just isn't there. I'm hoping that they look at that, maybe buff it further. They really might have to buff it up to, you know, rather than 10 times, you know, maybe not 20, because if they doubled it, that would be, no, 20 might be worth, that'd be like 4 or 5 million. So maybe instead of 10, bring it up to 20 or something like that. Because the health pools on monsters, I mean, we're just talking about the low-end monsters. We're not talking about bosses or anything like that, elites. That amount of damage is just way too low. Especially when you're talking about your own damage. Player damages, you know, I'm my Demon Hunter who's not super geared. I can, you know, hit for in the tens of millions, maybe 15 to maybe not quite 20. Again, because I just don't have the gear, and my Torment 6 is only on the PTR. I still don't have a Torment 6 in live. It's okay. I play semi-casually now, so it's, I don't play enough to actually farm gear. You know, even I can see that, yeah, that's just not enough, you know, especially if there's a possibility of it replacing a 6-piece set. I mean, it's just not going to work out. So I really think they're going to need to buff that, and I hope they do. I mean, the numbers on the that they initially released with, the numbers that are out there on the PTR now were definitely, I believe, have already been buffed. So it could be buffed further. It's just, the monsters can have so much more health than you, that you've got to make that number work, that number right.
I cannot carry more.
And this is why PvP doesn't work, by the way. Well, let's face it. I mean, since monsters have like 100 times or more health than we do, PvP is just one shot everywhere. I suppose that they like made a dedicated mode for it, but honestly, that's just so much work that they'd have to put into it.
I am returning.
I think I'm willing to accept Heroes of the Storm as my Diablo PvP. As it were. Just go in there with Vala, go in there with Nazebo, and have my fun. Go in there as Big D, you know, throw people around, push them around. I know a lot of people still want the PvP, but I see what's happening with the game, and I see just more and more of how that's really not... I just don't think it's going to quite work out. Not with the way it is now. It's not if we want to continue to feel powerful and we're going to have these challenge modes where we need to do more and more damage. But speaking of gaining in power with these rifts, one of the things that was kind of disappointing too to learn when he did this test on this build for that set or that legendary is that there's a new gem on the PTR that gives you like 10,000 life regeneration, and that's pretty nice on a legendary gem. Just one slot, boom! All of a sudden you have 10,000 life regen. Thing he found out was apparently that gem isn't modified by any of your passives or anything like that give you a bonus to your life regeneration. Or, for example, since he was testing it on Monk, monks have some skills that their life regen on their skills is modified further by their life regen on their gear. And it didn't do that. It was a flat 10,000. It's not... I think that's a bug they'll have to fix. That could make it better, but I still think the numbers will be drastically off. And that really saddens me, because I really think that item, where they came up with it, what they plan to do with it, I think that's a really cool idea. It's just a shame it's not panning out. Alright, so it looks like we're going to finally get rid of our Oglids here, going to these denial immunities, because we're getting a 3.6 damage increase, 7% toughness increase. I can do that. I can sacrifice a 2% melee damage reduction for that, most definitely. So we'll go ahead and start using that. I can see we're starting to get resist all gear. I got 15 res all on this. Yeah, res all has not been happening until now, so it looks like the level 50 is where resist all starts showing up. That's cool. That's definitely why it gains so much in toughness. Comparatively here, that's damage increase, toughness decrease, mainly because of pure vitality, which is actually kind of nice to see it value. Oh, well, it's because they both have vitality. Unfortunately, the game likes to say, hey, vitality, more important than your resist. No. Stop doing that, Blizzard. Stop. Alright, pants. Definitely an increase. Poison dart damage, I like to see that. Need to get my gems. I also need to... Alright. Also, where were we? These right here. Boom, boom. Do I have any others? I don't want to use the Reaper gems yet. I definitely wouldn't have found those by now. Rupia, Topaz. Oh, good. I can make a Radiant. Didn't matter. I already had one in my inventory that I didn't see right there, right away. Radiant Amethyst. Actually, what I probably should have done was put that Topaz up one further, but that's okay. And what we're going to do is give me that gem back and put this one in. There we go. I love it when a plan comes together.
At least you can't be upset that I'm stealing from a man like Kulle.
You have that point.
Don't encourage him. That leads to bad places, man. Oh dear.
Let's get it open.
Yeah, one more portal to go. The Shadow Realm.
Rodrum did all this to
It's time to cool. That was a terrible, terrible joke, and no one had better laugh at that.
I'd be surprised. Few people take betrayal, right?
I mean, I was talking about don't encourage Lyndon, don't encourage me! It's terrible. Step closer. And I'm about to break. I mean, yes, about to kill Cool. And then Belial. That will be fun. Have to see how much experience I get. I'm not too grand at judging these things. I'm at about a little over 50%. I'm not sure I'll level up before Cool. Will Cool give me enough experience to level up before Belial? Probably. And then we can finally get my arse into Act 3, right? Throwing a bunch of sacrifices out there, just... They're so spread out right now. Let's get a little bit of taunt going on there. Cool. Then I've got my... Oh, Cataclysm. What is that? What is that? What is that? Two-handed mace, which means slow attack speed. Darn. Well, Shazbot. Wow, look at all these shadow creatures just pouring in. Got 3 dogs. I should probably go ahead and sacrifice them and then bring up a new patch, shouldn't I? I say I really like this movement speed thing. Alright, are we ready? We're ready. Taunt up. Throw out the dogs. Summon new ones. Hell, throw out the fetishes. Look at that. The dog's cooldown is already reduced by half. The fetish cooldown is already reduced by more than half. A place like this really shines because there's just so many small creatures that make this passive work.
You are mad, Cool. Give me the stone, or I will destroy you.
Alright, get them all out. Oh yeah, those guardians are dropping hard. Of course, I don't want to stick around inside this bubble for too long. Being cool. Ah, such a shame. So many possibilities of things that could have been, right? Alright. Throw a zombie dog at him. I used up all my dogs. Probably should have saved them a bit more. It's just cool at this point, so it's not a big deal. Alright, dogs, back up! Alright, let's spread out the damage. I'm going to sacrifice 1 for 20%. I'd rather have a 20% for a longer period of time than a burst of... Well, now he's almost dead, so let's just throw them all at him. I was going to say, I'd rather spread it out a bit, if I can. But he was almost dead.
The world is not a kind
I noticed.
My spirit flows fast.
Well, that leveled me up. Oh, nice. Rain of Corpses, eh? And Spirit Walk Healing Journey. Let's take a look here. New Grasp, new Spirit Walk. And that is pretty much it. No passives. So we'll start getting those in increments of 5, right? So 55 will be the next passive. So for now, just 2 abilities. Alright, so Spirit Walk. Let's go ahead. I'm going to start getting rid of Sacrifice here. We're going to go to Spirit Walk for more defensive options. Healing Journey. Gain 14% of your maximum life when you activate Spirit Walk. So very defensive, quite nice. Allows me to get back a whole bunch of health when I need to, and allows me to get away from enemies. So that'll be more defensive. I could still use it possibly offensively if I needed to, in order to move in and drop something like, the Fetish, drop them on a certain location. I could certainly still do that, but this makes it far more defensive. And, what was the other one again? Oh yeah, secondary, Grasp of the Dead. So let's get rid of the Wrecking Crew here, Wall of Zombies. Grasp of the Dead. Rain of Corpses. Corpses also fall from the sky, dealing 420% weapon damage as physical over 8 seconds to nearby enemies. So you've got the standard, it reaches from the ground, they slow enemy movement speed, and they deal... it looks like they're combined, because otherwise this would make no sense. You've got 560 weapon damage over 8, and then over here you've got 420 over 8. So it would say to me that they're probably combined. So you've got the 560 plus the 420. So that's 980% weapon damage over 8. That's not bad. That's a good amount of damage. Probably hurts bigger enemies more, but it does still have its trademark slow. So it's still kind of defensive, but offensive at the same time. So that's pretty nice. It has a dual purpose. I can get a lot of damage out of that, and then I've got Healing Journey for the hit points if I need it. We'll go ahead and keep the Tiki Tortures for now. We don't have Sacrifice anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and put back on this ring, even though it reduces my damage a little bit. I think in the long run it's a better ring for now. So we're going to go ahead and... do I have all the Sacrifice runes at this point? Let me just double check that, because I may want to hold on to something. I do. Okay, so we're not going to get Sacrifice again unless I actively choose to use it. But who knows? I could there's a possibility of coming up with a build with that, because I like how much better it is now. Looks like we're already finding a better weapon here. Unfortunately, the gem makes it so it's not that big of an upgrade, but it is toughness and healing increase. I lose the area damage, which again is a pretty nice stat, but I don't think super important right now. Focus with more damage, but quite a bit of toughness loss, though, 12.5, and I was losing some hit points. It does have mana regeneration, which has been quite helpful. I think I'll keep what I've got for now. Wow, 34% increase. Just not going to do it for now. I'm staying away from the two-hander for now. Alright, we'll get a one-hand. I'm not going to squeal anymore. Makes me sad. Let's take a look at what this two-handed mace is. Cataclysm, level 52, 402.3. It has damage on it, damage percentage, crit hit damage. Wow, it's like guaranteed some pretty nice base stats. Chance to sunder the ground your enemies walk on when you attack. Wow. It's got some pretty nice guaranteed slots. Interesting. I find it interesting that I haven't found this before, too, because obviously this is being the main account. I thought I had most of the plans. Apparently I was missing some. That's kind of cool. I just wish it wasn't so slow. Well, I've got plenty of materials. Let's make one. Let's see how big of a difference it is. 63%. What did it roll on? It rolled on blind. Roll blind on hit. And resource reduction. I got enough. I mean, I can make 20 of these things. Let's just make another one. Oh, wow. 86%. Look at that. It rolled damage, intellect, critical hit damage increase. Whew, wow. I don't think I can say no to that just because it is 86% increase in damage. I mean, it is a 23% loss in toughness, but I gotta try it at least. I think I gotta at least try it. The whole sundering thing is kind of nice. What's the percentage chance on that? 25 to 50, so that rolled fairly high on that. Looks like it keeps rolling blind on hit for some reason. Odd. Okay, well, let's get rid of the old one. You know, I say I could make 20 of those. That's like the other materials. I've been trying to do this as a self-found thing. You know, at this point, we're getting closer and closer to the end. It may not be as big of a deal. That, and I don't really have as many legendary items to make at this point. Probably not until like 60.
Hey, mister, I got some new things. You should take a look.
I'll take a look at something real quick, because, oops, Transmog. First, I want to take a look at the, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. Just wanted to take a look at some of the transmogs that unlocked. I believe this was from Warlords of Draenor. From BlizzCon. There's a little Staff of the Shadow Moon. Not quite what I was expecting. Okay. I want to see what the secondaries this can roll on. So, it's been rolling blind on hit. What does it normally get? Life after kill. Blind, slow, mobilize. Yeah. It's probably... I mean, unless I somehow got lucky. I mean, it's rolling 4 primaries. I think I'm just not going to get that lucky on any additional rolls. I mean, and that's pretty nice. I mean, especially since it got up to 86% damage increase. So, yeah, going for pets may not be too bad. We got the Tiki tortures, we got the burning dogs. Grave Injustice probably good to reduce the cooldowns here. Although I may want to steer away from that now. %10 chance to summon fetishes. Yeah, you know, going for the pets might not be too bad. Let's get the sycophants. Since so I'll combine sycophants with the fetish army. Yeah, why not? I mean, alternatively, I could go with Spirit Vessel because I am using Spirit Walk now. Using that again. And that would reduce the cooldown. So there's definitely a few options I could do here. Definitely a few. So we've got Burning Dogs, Sycophants. I'm going with a slow attack, so let's get either Blob Bomb, probably Blob Bomb, for lingering damage. And then, since I'm attacking slow, the dart is probably not the way to go. Let's do Firebomb. Pyrogeist is nice. Flame Pit, probably. Then there's Flash Fire, which bounces all around. I could just do a major AoE with that. But I'm thinking I either want Fire Pit or Pyrogeist. Let's see. Let's stick with that for now, because I can definitely manipulate where it is a little better. Let's see how it is with this weapon. Oh, look at that thing. Holy crap. Wow. You know, even I don't normally care for her, but maybe even the Spider Queen wouldn't be too bad, because then that would just be pure pets, right? Whole bunch of pets out there doing a whole bunch of damage and just throw her out. And then spam Acid Cloud when I get a chance. I don't normally use her, but you know what? My attack speed is so slow, I'm just gonna try it. I just gotta remember not to spam her. The only other thing I would really like is to have my Gargantuan. I could get rid of the Tiki Tortures for the Gargantuan. I am using the Sycophants, so if I'm using them, I don't really need... Yes, yes, yes. Let's pet it up. Yeah. Let's do that. Poison Cloud does damage over time. Dealing... Oh, that's the cooldown. I mean, that's definitely hits hard, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I like the idea that it does my weapon damage over time. Because my damage is 20,000 now. I doubled my damage. It went from like 10,000 to 20. So he'll be doing a constant source of AoE. So I'm going to be a little less active. And it's going to be mostly around, like, say, my pets. And I regret to say I haven't really found much for Lyndon. He's just not getting a lot of drops here. I'm not seeing a lot of anything dex dropping. Which I know the whole smart loot was supposed to fix that, but at the same time, you know, I've had this conversation before. It's my argument for and against the smart loot. I mean, it's not just smart loot, because the smart loot is actually a small percentage of the pools, but there's a higher chance of you getting your own stats, you know? So yeah.
We've got to reach the Are you certain?
have no choice.
So before we
Lias is right. Let us go.
Alright, this is it. I'm gonna fight Belial. Just double check here. Actually kind of surprised there is no conversation here. You with you, Lyndon? At 2, Lyndon? No? No? Okay.
Belial has started his attack on the city. Let's go. Ashira is already at the sewers. Hurry! We'll keep you safe.
Oh, this wonderful thing. Trying to get all the people safe. I always thought this interesting. I mean, it tries to be
Belial,
When the fire,
we will say.
it tries to change up the game a little bit.
Into the carts. Bring them to the sewers. We can't risk our lives on this.
I mean, you know, it's not bad, but it's just... Once you know about it, once you know how to do it, it's pretty... Oh yeah, get the dog out there. Come on everybody, just keep moving. I've got 35% increased movement speed, so this should work. No, get out of there, get out of there. Oh, wow, oh, there's the corpse falling.
Quick, into the sewers.
Go. Come on, everybody. At least I get gold for it, right? So there's the grasp. Oh, the corpse rain is a lot slower than I thought it would be. I thought it would be kind of continuous, but it's actually very slow. It, like, hits hard, but it hits slow. Interesting. So yeah, I think in that case... Hard-hitting weapon? Really? I mean, that seems to be the thing to do for that.
What is happening?
Come on. Everybody go.
We'll keep you safe.
I missed somebody. Who did I miss? Who did I miss? This is probably the other. This is probably the annoying thing. Oh, okay. Oh, it's cool. Is that the Sunder? Oh, right, over here, over here.
Lead the rest of the people here before it's too late.
Alright, that should... Okay, seriously? Oh... Why are you still here? Like, I could have sworn I walked right by that, and I'm looking at the mini-map. It's like, the mini-map tells you exactly where they are. It's like, I missed the cart here. for some reason. Is it because I'm running too fast? Am I just okay? Maybe it's because I'm running too fast.
We have no time to lose.
There we go.
Let's go.
Yeah, because look, this person's still here, and now I like ran too fast, I guess. He didn't catch up. Now he's going. Yeah, give me your gold. Jeez. Stop being stingy.
Now,
I don't even know.
use your power just the way I taught you, and
I don't
bring
even
down
know.
these gates.
So yeah, that chance to sunder the ground, your enemies walk on.
Control it.
You know the only thing disappointing about this is it says a chance to sunder the ground, which I got to see, which I thought looked pretty cool. It doesn't tell you what kind of damage it does. I mean, I'm going to have to try and take a look.
Your master dies today.
We won.
So there it is. Of course, the downside is because I'm not using a spammable primary attack. The only time I really trigger Sunder is with Acid Cloud.
Attack! Stop them!
Yeah, there's a lot of just
Kneel before the seven.
incidental damage going out over time.
That sorcerer's illusion blocks our path.
Let's just go ahead and put down Corpse Bomb and kind of stand in it. Oops, I keep throwing out the Spider Queen when I shouldn't be. Yeah, the pets are just doing a bunch of damage. This is... I'm liking it. Oh, hey. Whole arm. Okay, so I'm finding a lot of legendaries, but I'm finding a lot of weapons. Which I don't need so much of right now.
Again, daughter.
I feel so weak.
You must.
Do it! Just do it!
It is up to you now. Hurry. I must stay here and tend to Leah.
Praise the gods, you've arrived just in time. Sure.
Yes. Just in time to kick your hiney. Look at all that little AoE. I don't even have to really do too much. Let's make sure the pets are always up. I'm gonna spam him. Mana! There we go. How long does that last? 15 seconds?
Behold the true vision of the Lord of Hell!
It's just a little bit, you know. I'm not gonna spirit walk through that, but I don't think that actually hit me. Let's get another spider out. So here I can just walk through all of this. Not a big deal. All my pets are just doing damage to them. Belial, more like Bedial. Am I right? Right. Well, shut up now. We are done here. We are moving on to Act 3. A good act. A decent act. Fairly fun act.
I got some new things.
Today is a good.
There is
the
no-
Lord of Sin.
And we're defeated.
You are left.
Very good. Now we actually get some more conversations. Anything from Lyndon? No. Still nothing from him. So maybe in the next act. But what about Belial?
I knew you'd have an easy time defeating Belial.
I wouldn't say it was easy.
I would.
You're way too modest. Now, Azmodan, that's going to be a fight.
Indeed. It's like she knows all. Really. She does. She really does. So, let's look at what we got, shall we? Oh, got a polearm. I got some boots. New transmog, eh? New item for me then. Standoff. Legendary polearm. Its damage is just slightly 0.1 under what I have, but the toughness and healing goes up. That's pretty nice, actually. I like that. How did the damage... Why is it such a minor decrease? Is it because it's critical hit damage instead of chance? Because my critical hit chance isn't that high? See, if I were using my Paragon points, I could easily change those numbers around, make it so that one will be better. Actually, I kind of wonder, really. Like, if I bet you, I'll do it. I'm gonna turn them off once I'm done with it. But if I go in here and I say up my critical hit chance by 50, hit accept, and I look at these, the discrepancy is more, obviously, 1.4, but not as much as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a little bit more. I mean, what's my chance now? Oh, it's only at 14%. That's why. It's because my Paragon points are literally carry. It's only 5%, right? I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it can make changes in gear. Interesting. What else did I got? I got Bojanglers. Int, vital movement speed, spirit barrage damage. I could go to spirit barrage. Probably won't though. Toughness increase, damage increase, loss of healing. It's got movement speed on it, which is kind of nice actually. Being able to move around. So I guess we'll take the Bojanglers. Sunder the ground your enemies walk on when you attack. I see the problem here is what is the damage there, and I don't really know. I want to at least take a look at this polearm and see. Oh, hi. That thing's cool. I haven't looked at that before. I mean, I just got it, obviously. I got a new transmog for it. I have never seen this. That's cool looking. I like the look of it. I'm thinking that on the scheme of things,
Do you ever think about making positive changes in your life?
I think Cataclysm is going to be better because, granted, I could increase the damage on this with a ruby. It has nice toughness increase, but the damage on the Cataclysm is probably better because that's under the ground. Again, though, I don't know how much it is. Don't really know how hard that's going to hit. Tough. I mean, it gets my survivability up, though, which is kind of what I like. That, and it increases my attack speed a little bit more. It goes to 9.5 instead of 9.0. I just like the way it looks.
Know this.
I just really do. I think that's cool. Just carry that around on my back. I think that's cool. I think I'm going to move away from the Spider Queen. I think I do want to be able to spam some abilities at the very least. So maybe I will do Pyrogeist because it's 880 over 6. That's pretty good damage. So that works. Fetish Sycophant's really not that. It's probably not that great for this, just because it's a chance when you hit. And with my slower attack speed, I'm not going to have too many of them up. I didn't really look during the fight with Belial, so I can't really say for sure how many I had up. I'd have to go look at the replay. Possibility there. Okay, well with that,
I can be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Let me know when you are prepared.
I will finish up here and we'll move on to the next act.